vocational education a priority. But none of what we were announcing today would be possible without what I can tell you has actually been the unanimous support of members of the Indiana State Legislature in the House and the Senate. The legislation and the funding that we'll announce today all across the state of Indiana is actually made possible by legislation. Sounds fairly amazing in these times in which we live, right? But here in Indiana, here in the state that works, we've got a state legislature that puts career and technical and vocational education in the forefront. The legislation passed unanimously, and I'd like to ask them to stand three of the great leaders on this issue in the General Assembly, and three great leaders for this area are with us today. Senator Pete Miller, Senator Phil Boots, and Representative Jim Baird. Would you guys mind getting on your feet? Give them a round of applause for supporting this business process. And I'm really thrilled to be with you today. You know, I said a couple of years ago when I was applying for the job that you all have afforded me and my family, that I was raised to believe that all honest work is honorable. And that our schools ought to work just as well for our kids, regardless of where they start in life and regardless of where they want to start in life. Back when I was growing up, going to Columbus North High School, it's a long time ago, guys. You know, we really had it. It was different back in the 70s, wasn't it? I mean, some of you that are my age can acknowledge the fact. We used to really celebrate on an equal basis people that were college-bound and people that were career-bound. In places like Area 30 and the initiatives that we're seeing happening in communities around the state of Indiana give evidence that Indiana is really leading the way back to really affirming the importance and the vitality and the great opportunities that are available for young people right out of the high school experience, either to get a jump on that post-secondary education or actually to get the background and training that they need to be able to walk into those good-paying jobs that are available right in this county and right in our state. And so I'm very, very excited today to make the announcements that we're going to make. But I want you all to understand from the outset that this is something that's very personal to me. And I think it's very personal to the other leaders that are represented here, from the mayor to the state legislators, that all of us really are committed to seeing Indiana once again be a state where our schools work for all of our kids, regardless of where they want to begin their lives. I believe that's going to be right for them, for their futures, because I believe that you allow a young person to start on success where they want to start, that success begets success. But I also have no doubt in my mind that what we're announcing here today, what we're really putting feet on here today, in a whole new generation of innovation in career and technical education, is going to lay a foundation for transforming Indiana's economy and leading to a more prosperous future for all the people of our state. Just a couple of years back, we formed what we call regional works councils. You can actually see a map here of the 11 different regional works councils that we organized around the state of Indiana. These councils were really crafted along with our statewide Indiana Career Council to really, for the first time, begin to think fresh about career and technical education. And the new ways that we're thinking about, it's not new here at Area 30, the new ways we're thinking about it in Indiana at the state level is twofold. Number one is we're thinking about it in secondary education in a new and vigorous and renewed way. And secondly, we're thinking about it on a regional basis. As you can see from the map, what the grants that we'll be announcing today, the work that's being announced on curriculum and pilot programs, is all a product of the work that our regional works councils have been doing, bringing businesses on a regional basis together, just like you've done here at Area 30 for some time. Bringing together our great post-secondary institutions like Ivy Tech and Vincennes University that are well represented here today. You can give them a round of applause. Thanks for all your We're really thinking fresh about what should the curriculum look like in the high schools around Indiana, so that there's a symmetry between what's happening in the classrooms and in the hallways and the jobs and opportunities that are available in the region where those schools exist. And so, as I mentioned, 11 regional works councils that include educators, business and industry leaders, secondary and post-secondary education leaders, and it's been an effort for us to drive toward innovation. And all of these councils have been working energetically over the last year. Their initial charge of evaluating regional business and industry needs and aligning those to CTE classes that are already available and identifying what also ought to be available in communities. And today I'm very pleased to announce, on the heels of some more than $500,000 that the legislature made available for our regional works councils to create even a greater bond between our schools and the regional communities. Today I'm very pleased to announce 18 separate innovation curriculum grants in the state of Indiana. We had 36 compelling applications for these grants that made requests for more than $8 million in funding. But here at Area 30, I'm very pleased to announce that 18 recipients that will receive $3 million in grants to make career and technical education a priority. And I really do hope you have a chance to look over the grantees when the newspaper does a workmanlike job reporting them, because all of these represent an opportunity to accelerate excellent programs that are underway, but we're also helping to catalyze the development of programs where they didn't otherwise exist. These grants were based on a review by the Regional Works Council that as the grants came in, we asked our regional works councils to review them in light of what the needs are on a regional basis, and then our Center for Education and Career Innovation made those decisions. These grants are being made available today in the amount of some $3 million. Among the grantees, too, are innovative plans for expansion or development of curriculum, including industry certifications, college credits, but probably most exciting to us is what we call work-based learning experiences. Isn't that right, Laura? Is the idea here that we're catalyzing the development of more internships for young people. You know, I've always thought that you know, seeing is believing, and for a lot of young people, absent a great place like Area 30.